A lot of people are interested in how I can become more productive or more effective in what I do, but they want to do it at the same time that they're reducing the number of hours that they have to work. Unfortunately, a lot of us who feel responsible end up working more hours than we really ought to. So let's work on 7 steps that will help you to double your effectiveness in less time. In other words, working smarter, not just harder. You begin by identifying what are your unique talents or strengths and how can you leverage those. As we develop a greater self-awareness, we identify ways to leverage the time we spend so that we get greater results with less effort. Next, you have to understand the important focus of your role. What are the key results that reflect superior performance in the role that you've been given? The more clearly you have these defined, the more you can focus on what the priorities ought to be. Then you develop a personal strategy. Now, when I'm talking about developing a personal strategy, I'm referring to developing your own vision, your own value statements. What is it that really matters most for you? And what should your priorities be, matching your talent with the role that you're trying to fulfill? Once you've developed a clear picture of your talents and you understand the role that you contribute and you've developed your own personal strategy, now it's time to create a learning path for doubling your effectiveness. And a great question to ask in identifying what this learning path should look like is this question: what one thing, if I did it extremely well, would make the greatest difference in the results that I produce? When you've identified this learning path, then the next step is to develop a system of accountability. How am I going to make sure that I keep moving in the right direction? It's sort of like launching a rocket. When you first launch it, you spend 80% of the energy getting into orbit. Once you're into orbit, it's easy to stay there. So you need this system of accountability to make sure that you're using all of the force necessary to develop this new pattern. And then the next step after that is develop a series of periodic checkups to make sure that you're still on course. Most people are surprised to find out that rockets are usually off course or off target over 99% of the time. But they've planned on it that way, and they've built a navigation system of periodic checkups so that they can keep getting back on course. And finally, number 7, develop a way to measure your results. This is important for 2 reasons. First of all, it helps you to identify other gaps or other opportunities that you can use to continue to increase your effectiveness. And maybe most importantly, measuring your results gives you an opportunity to celebrate what you've achieved. It won't take any time at all. When you follow these 7 steps, you will see your effectiveness improving, maybe even doubling, without having to work any harder.